We have very many people who are running business here, and I'm sure they'd like to talk. You have been wanting to say something about your biashara. Say something. Just one little thing. Take the mic.
Okay,
What's your name
much.
and what do you do?
Yeah, my name is Deacon Philmat. I'm the CEO and founder of PGL Green Energy Hub. At PGL, basically, we take agro waste and convert it into clean energy in the form of briquettes and pellets. And we also make gasifier stoves that we sell with the pellets. And we also take the end product and convert it into organic fertilizer. So I'll now speak as a hustler. Number one, getting funding and finances when you're beginning is very difficult in this country, yeah? So that's why most of us as young SMEs, we are asking the government and we are asking investors out there, give young people patient capital, yeah? So some of the things we are discussing here, like insurance, all of us as businesses want insurance for our businesses, right? But some of the challenges you have is when you're beginning a business, maybe you don't have the right funding, or you don't have funding at all. Like I can tell you, us as a business, we've been in business for 5 years. The first funding we got was towards the end of last year. And it was from KCIC, yeah? And it was patient capital. And from that, we used to have a team of 2. Now we have a team of around 31, yeah? We employed around 31 people from just one institution believing in us and putting some capital in us. So we'd like to ask the government, and Waziria was speaking of a system they want to implement. I really want to see it moving from being a talk, we want to implement this incubation hub, to actualizing that, because I'm sure it will really give a lot of employment to young people,
yep,
and even transform SMEs and grow them, yeah? So that's one thing I wanted to say. And also to the bank that was talking, Faulu and UAP, yeah? My question to you is, in this country, I've banked in a certain bank, I won't name it, but I can't lie to you. It was difficult getting funding, even as little as you earn, you are growing. Yes, they will see your cash flow, they will see everything, but when you want to get a loan, I'll give you an instance. In our sector, briquetting, and Mom talked about briquetting, if you want to do it commercially, one good machine alone will cost you 6 million. As a young person, when you go to a bank and you tell them, I've started with a small machine, I have clients, I need a machine. When you start the processes, they'll reach a level and tell you, okay, we need collateral for around 12 million, double what you need.
Right.
So it's very difficult. So I'll leave it at that, maybe give my other entrepreneurs to say something.
Very good.
But yes, thank you.
Very good points. Uko na kitu ya kusema? Mumpatie huyo. Aya, chukua. And then you can stand up and
yes,
your name and the business you run.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Vincent Ubeling. I'm all the way from Turkana County. I've been supported by Kenya Climate Innovation Center to participate in this exhibition. We are running a small business. The name of the company is called Green At Mine Limited. We recycle scrap metal and mechanic waste to produce clean cook stoves. And we are operating in a county where 90% of the population have no access to clean cooking technologies. For those who know, Turkana County is a very dry county, and it's not easy for people to access clean cooking. Women are spending 5 hours in the bush looking for firewood, and they can spend over 3 more hours to cook food in an open way with a lot of wind. So you can see those are 8 hours spent just to put a meal on a table. What you are trying to offer is an alternative to support women to do other business instead of just spending the whole day to put a meal on a table. And this is where our company comes in. Now, the main challenge we are facing is Turkana County is a county shared by one of the largest refugee camps in the world. This is Kakuma Refugee Camp. And you find the majority of business are owned by refugees. I mean, they're run by refugees, but according to the law of Kenya, they cannot own their own companies. So this is one of the biggest challenges people are facing. On the other side, medias are not almost there. They're very rare. And banks are almost not there. We have very few, less than 5 banks for a large county like Turkana, giving no access for people to to get funding for their businesses. So I would like to request any kind of support, things like insurance, they're almost none there.
So the fix that you want is you want them to devise ways of reaching your businesses.
Of course.
Whether they open brick and mortar or whether they give you mobile service. However, you just want to have access to
accessibility,
those services without necessarily having to travel all the way to Nairobi.
Of course.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning. My name is Lucy Omondi, and I'm the creator of Yamitami Goodies. So we are a manufacturing company based along Kibra Drive, and we do value addition to peanuts. So we make roasted peanuts, peanut butter, and then we pack the husks of the peanuts as chicken feed. So my company has a CSR for waste management in Kibra, and what I would like to ask the government, people and policymakers to do for us in the marginalized communities is to give us more inclusion in making in making policies. For example, now for the waste management, we are told that the trucks cannot come to collect garbage if they're not separated from the source. It's a new policy made, but then it does not really make sense to us because, number one, we do not even have infrastructure to put this garbage, and then we're being told it's not going to be collected. So we have a big problem, which is directly affecting my business, because when I go to sell to someone this, they say, it's from Kibra, is it really clean? But then when we try to clean Kibra, we have zero infrastructure, we have zero support from the government. So yeah, we're asking for more inclusion, and for our product, it's free delivery in CBD. We have refill discounts for 100 when we give you this one. Next time we give you a refill discount, and yes, you can buy also Yamitami Goodies.
Yamitami.
Yes.
And in njugu imeponda ponda unaweza kula.
It's a superfood.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Steve. I'm not really going to. It will be just like a suggestion. In fact, I really wanted to see a county government official here today. We run a community-based organization whereby we bring together different groups to provide information, knowledge, and resources so that they can be having income-generating activities within their particularly community-based organization. The challenge is this. In Nairobi County, we overlook informal settlements. We forget that informal settlements run a very big role in even if those people are even added to the tax net within the country. Reason being, if you walk around informal settlements, because our organization trains individuals within informal settlements in Nairobi, amongst the 85 wards. Number one, if a person runs a restaurant, let me give you now a very good statistic. A person who opens a hotel in an informal settlement employs at most 5 people in one hotel. So if you have 10 of them, that means 10 hotels have employed more than 50 people. But what happens is this. When even individuals from the ministry, if it is the health department that comes to check in matters of sanitation, if it are the police that provide the information, in fact, what they come for is not the service. They come for handouts, you know? Number two, giving these young people opportunities to be registered within the to get licenses also is a very big problem. And one of the issues that was being raised here by Dr. Njenga was that we overburden, we are centralizing resources only within Nairobi, CBD. Now, thinking if everybody has to move from Wajir, from Mombasa to only come to Nairobi and access these kind of opportunities, it is very hard. Meaning that in the next 2-3 years, Nairobi will be a very overpopulated place whereby people will not be able to now access the services that we need. So my challenge is this. As a county government, you really need to recognize informal settlements run SMEs. Number two, for the companies and insurance companies that are here, I'm glad that I've seen a few friends that we have had conversations, because we are also planning to have a training of 50 CBOs within Nairobi County on matters of income generating activities that can be supported by different groups. We really want you to provide full information about law. In fact, not everybody is learned, as some of us are here. And learning is an opportunity you get, and it's a blessing. And if you have the power to have that position, you must know that these young people require credit. And for you to get this credit, it is important for you to also educate them. Why is it important for you to really preserve the resources, as small as they are,
right,
to be able to achieve whatever you need? Because I believe collaboration is quite important, but a lot of individuals working even for the government, I'm sorry to say, they are very selfish, because you are looking at what are you gaining at the last bit of it. But not forgetting that young people make up a big chunk of the population of this country. And for us to be able to change even the conversations for ground, we need to involve a lot of young people. You need to give space. You need to give health checks to these young people. Please don't give up. If you find someone and you just give them money and run away, then you have not helped that person.
Asante.
You need to do follow-up so that these people can be able to grow to different heights. Thank you so much.
Peleka mic pandeile, iende pandeile to distribute. And as the mic is moving, I just want to say, you know, when 80% of a population is of a certain demographic,
right,
they cannot be the ones to be included. They are the main population. Look, if you go to a place and everybody here is Kikuyu, you can't say that now the 3 people who are Taitas should include. It's a young country. It is the young people of this country. They are not young people of this country. It's the citizens of Kenya, a majority of whom, 80% plus, are young. Okay? Jano.
Okay. Good morning.
morning.
I'm Bansi. I come from Kawangware. I was a business person. It collapsed. That is normal. I've gone to trainings and I've learned it is normal for businesses to collapse. And you start from the small 500 you have, you grow to 1,000 tomorrow. You are not sure, will I wake up tomorrow? Is it making sense? So as a young person, all I can say is you need exposure. Because if you don't know something, you'll never know until you find someone who will guide you and learn. Then on the business, you are like wondering, is this business, will it support itself? I'm running a small bakery at home with a jiko. How will I ensure that? Will I insure my jiko or my house? So exposure, support, that is all we need. Thank you.
So are you going to start, right now you're in training with hopes to open a business again?
Okay, I'm helping teacher to train other women. So like I'm a trainer, but at some point I started a small business of baking. I'm like afraid, but with support, I'm sure I'll be a baker very soon. Thank you.
That's good. You know, I know we need to get other voices, but I wanted to pause, and I was speaking to Samson earlier and saying, is there also a gap around compliance? Because I'm like, number one, do I just come with my dream and be like, I dream of opening a bakery? Or do I come with compliance, whatever certificates those are? And he was saying, yeah, compliance is actually something that's critical, but I feel like that's a lot of the time where issues are. Because again, to become compliant, sometimes it's a bit of a process. And he said if you're not fully compliant, and he'll speak just now, then that becomes a challenge. But a lot of businesses may not be fully compliant. So maybe we can speak to that in terms of how compliance, the gaps there, so that they can unlock all of the different opportunities that they've talked about today.
Thanks once again. And good question. When it comes to compliance, we have to appreciate the fact that whenever we are doing any business or getting into any contract, it has to be done within the confines of the law. So the law stipulates very clearly on how business is supposed to be done. And also, we are also regulated by IRA, that's the Insurance Regulatory Authority. And there are those policies and procedures that we have to follow when providing solutions to the society at large. So for example, if you're coming to Old Mutual, for example, to get insurance, there are those compliance requirements that you have to meet first as a business. So we will have to check, are you a registered business owner, for example? Do you have a certificate of incorporation? In some instances, we even go a step further and confirm, do you have a tax compliance? Have you been compliant with filing your tax returns, and so on and so forth? For example, if you go to ask for credit from our Faulu Bank, one of the things they'll have to check is maybe your credit history. Did you take credit from a certain facility? failed to pay, then now moving to Faulu to check for that. So compliance is very, very critical. And also it's important that we have a representative from the county who have also kind of mentioned and taken us through the processes, the requirement, and how they're willing to help you gain the necessary requirement. So if you come to us and you're not compliant, we will not chase you away. One of the things we'll do, and I mentioned it earlier, the first challenge we are seeing in the society is financial literacy. Maybe you are coming to me asking for a solution, but you don't know what you lack. So I want to chase you away. The things we will do at Old Mutual is first, take you through what you need to achieve before I can come in and give you the solution you need.
Zingine sasa kama kanjo, wakuja wapate haujui you're supposed to have a certain license, will they walk the journey with you? Yeah. Let's hear from the CEO. Compliance from the council perspective.
What I said earlier is that slowly by slowly, when I joined the county, the model of operation was that by March, if you don't have your license, we will raid your business, we will arrest you, bring you to our city court. And we thought through, and His Excellency the Governor was like, this is not the kind of county we want to run. We want a county where everyone sees an opportunity. It's orderly, yes, but we have opportunities for each other. And you can't create opportunity by running after people, because by doing so, people run away from you. But we needed a space where actually the public feels that this is a government for themselves. So what we've been doing in the last 1 year, we've not been raiding businesses. What we've been doing is we have a compliance team. They will walk into your business. Their role is to see whether you are compliant. Because as I said, we nowadays don't require you to come to us. You can do it yourself, then print out, get your license and print it out. What we need to do now, we just come to see, did you place yourself in the right category of business? We may find that you undercharged yourself, because maybe your business should pay 10,000, you paid 5,000. They'll be able to do the correction and send you the new invoice and do a top-up. And also, because of the small mama mboga, we realized that they were also not compliant under the informal SMEs. They were not compliant because we needed you to pay everything. And then these licenses used to be yearly, meaning from 1st of January to 31st of December. We now made it an annual license. That means if today you get your license, today is the 28th of March, it will expire next year on the 27th of March. So on 28th, you'll be due to renew. 2, you can pay quarterly. So you have a payment plan. You don't have to pay everything today. So if say your permit total cost is 10,000, you have 2,500, you can pay it today. Then in 3 months, you pay another 2,500. That way until you complete, and you will be a compliant business. This we were doing so that we can assist our traders and our SMEs be compliant, because that was another big issue. Lastly, the people who would, I call them collectors to the pocket. These ones, in every society, you don't lack one mad person. He's allowed to be present. However, we've also done a lot of sensitization, both media and also in the communities, telling people we no longer collect money cash. Nairobi County, even your parking, you don't pay to anyone cash. You pay through a system. So it's *647#, and you can get all our services.
Right. Oh, *647#. Because
Yes.
I was just about to ask, how do we bring, I want Jane to benefit and grow her business. Yes. So how do we bring Jane closer to you?
Yes.
And how can people just understand the regulations, the compliance that's needed, the cost?
Yes.
Okay,
*647#. With that, you'll see all the payments you can do to the Nairobi City County, and that just requires you to have money in your M-Pesa, and then you'll be able to transact with Nairobi City County. And that reduces the human interaction, which again creates the opportunities that my friend earlier raised, where the people come just to collect money. That is not what we desire. 2, we also have a customer care service center where you can walk in. the customer care service. They will be able to guide you. They'll take you through the processes. And as you know, His Excellency, the Governor of Nairobi, Sakaja Johnson, was also implementing the boroughs model of administration, which literally means moving the services not to be centralized at City Hall, but having mini City Halls across the sub-counties. So at our sub-county offices, you'll also be able to get all these services, and our officers are there. They'll be able to support you from there. In every ward, actually every ward has a trade licensing officer, so who sits together with the ward administrator. They're in the same office, so you'll be able to get again those services. That is just bringing service closer to Mwananchi. The SMEs, people do not have to come all the way to the city center. It's costly, it's time consuming. They're able just to walk within their neighborhood and get the service they require.
Right. Got a question on some CRB matters and financing for startups. But before we go to that, I just want to do one last thing as far as perception is concerned, because there's people who, you see Kanjo, you just start running. You don't even know how your legs started moving, but you are running. Perception is so important. How are we fixing how we perceive Kanjo? Are they doing better? Is the city council doing better so we can change that perception? Because we could change the perception and the core ground between the same.
Yeah, I think a lot has changed. 2 years ago, this town was known for the running battles of Kanjo. Even those of you who would walk in the city would just be walking, and all of a sudden there is a running. And today, for the last 2 years, everyone can attest, there are no longer running battles in this city. That has really changed. We are doing what we are calling customer-centric government service. We are trying very much to engage even difficult customers like our good friends who are hawkers. You see, we've had a lot of conversation moving them to the back lanes. Of course, sometimes we succeed, there's lapses, but you'll not see the running battles. One isolated case here and there, but more or less, there is a lot of change that has happened. We are hopeful that all of us will lead towards the same direction, and that slowly by slowly the public will perceive us, the county government will be perceived as a service deliverer and not a suppressor of businesses, because that's not what we are. We are a government that would like order, yes, we would like opportunities for our young people and for our SMEs. We would like that all of us feel respected and live in a dignified life, and that can only happen if we collaborate, all the actors, both those of us in government, the private sector, the media houses like NMG, and also others. The SMEs.
Now that you still have the mic, please respond to two issues. Jen, leo wamama wamechelewa kuanza kuuza mboga na kukatakata mboga sababu ya barabara. And then her on the issue of separation of garbage and providing garbage bins to communities like where she operates in Kibra.
Thank you. The Nairobi County has an asphalt plant. It's actually the only county that has an asphalt plant. That means we are able to, we process our own lami. And we've been working on our roads. Unfortunately, our roads were in a deplorable situation. And Nairobians never know which road is for the national government, which road is for the county government. For that reason, we've now had a collaboration between ourselves and the national government. So Kura and Kenha are working with us, and we are now fixing quite a number of roads. Now the rains have started. Normally when the rains are high, it's not a good time to tarmac. However, as soon as the rain subside, again, the program will continue. And we are doing both. Some are being done by the county government, others are done by Kura and also Kenha. And across the county, there are such kind of programs happening. In the last 2 years, the Nairobi City County alone has been able to fix over 300 kilometers of road so far. That tells you that our roads were in really bad situation. There are people who today tell me they had never seen tarmac road and they live in Nairobi. Now they have it. It's a program that is gradual. The resources are not always enough, but we try our level best to distribute them so that every corner of the city gets something. To cut the long
story short, hawa mama wanataka barabara ndio kesho waweze kuuza sukuma mapema. How long before the road in Kawangware is sorted?
Because I don't know which specific road she's talking about. Salim Road. Salim Road is on, I know it. I know it. I know it.
Mpatie mic ati mwambie
Wamama
tena.
wameangushwa sana Salim Road,
Yeah.
Kawangware, kutoka Katina Ward towards Kapiro Ward. Hiyo parapara.
Yes.
Hata nishawahi enda kufanya auditing. Miaka 4 imepita. Na mpando mpaka wa leo haijafanyika. Na pesa zinatolewa kila mara. So, mimi nashangaa kabisa.
Salim Road, I know, is one of the roads in our Nini. It is top of my mind, and it will be fixed. It is. I can assure you, before June you'll have.
Before June.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Wamama Kawangware hoye.
Before June we'll have Salim Road fixed.
Amesema leo ni 28th March.
Yeah.
We will track. Jen, tutakuja utatuambia.
Yes.
Haya.
Thank you.
Kibera, garbage.
The garbage
Bins.
collection issue is top of our mind. It's one of the biggest challenges we inherited in Nairobi is on garbage. We are constantly working on it, and what I'll do when I leave here today is I'll engage the sub-county environment officer who is in charge of Kibra, so that the issues that she has raised can be dealt with. Those one would be almost immediate.
Unajua Kanjo hakuna mahali. Zamani Kanjo ilikuanga na mapipa.
Yes.
Siku hizi Kanjo hakuna pipa anywhere. It's not. So this is one clear example. It's in Kibra, but everywhere. Where can we get those separation bins, and when shall we get them?
In Kibra there is one, but I'm not certain it's near where she is. But there is a separation bin at Toy Market. Toy Market has 3 of those bins where you can separate. Yeah.
Last mile connectivity there. There's a question on.
She wants to
rating.
follow up.
Oh,
You want
okay.
to have a follow up?
So in Kibra right now we're about 3 million people and it's just one dustbin, so it's really almost nothing. But then before we start shouting at the government saying they're not doing this, for us SMEs here that are already operating, maybe I would just like to urge all of us, when we're doing manufacturing, production, can we do designs that are sustainable? For example, the cocoa company, their bottle for the paraffin they use, you're not supposed to buy many cocoa bottles. The one you have, you take it to the refill station, you bring it back to your house, so that's sustainable. For our business, when you buy 1 peanut butter jar, you bring me back the bottle. So there's nowhere where we will be dumping from cocoa or from Yamitami. So for other businesses, maybe we could re-strategize on doing sustainable production, manufacturing, things like this. And then the government, you see that that bin you're talking about, they're charging people 10,000 per year. We cannot afford it. Why don't you give us for free? We are happy to make an initiative, go to their houses, do house collection. You just give it to us for free. We do the separation for ourselves. We are selling plastic. Some are making things from organic waste. The others are also making energy from organic waste. So just facilitate us. We are ready to do the work.
Are you being charged for the bin or for the separation?
They are charging the bin 10,000 per 10,000 for the whole year. So we cannot afford that.
Right.
You see.
And you've raised those recommendations.
So maybe you can just say you distribute it without payment and we'll take care of it.
Thank you. That speaks to what I'm saying, collaboration, and I like her approach. It's an approach that brings all of us on the table for solutions within the communities we live in.
Indeed.
And we'll
There's
take it up.
something called end user responsibility as well, where the private sector is also rolling out an end user responsibility. So I am a producer, I'm a manufacturer. I've got to know if it's a water, this water bottle, where will it end? And there's even a law on that as well. It's about awareness. More mics passing behind.
Right. Sorry, I know you want to speak, but you wanted to speak about CRB rating because someone asked about financing when you're already blacklisted by the CRB, quote unquote. Yeah. Just briefly.
Great, thank you so much. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about 2 things. One is what he questioned about how your startup, then it took you 5 years to get facility. My advice is to say, kwa ground tunasemanga faulu na faulu. Faulu na faulu. What I will advise you to do, fanya hivi. Make sure, as a startup, so long as you've gotten capital, just make sure your money is channeled to a bank. Or you use the pay bill that settles to a bank. That way we'll be able to assess your capacity and you'll start somewhere. So that's very important because people start up and they will use their money in different ways and they come to the bank and we have no way to check and ascertain your capacity to pay. Number 2, in terms of security, don't box yourself to say I have no title. Don't box yourself to say I have no asset. There are solutions to that. We have what you call mixed security. Number 1, the fact that you're channeling money to an institution, we can actually fund you without security. That we do. We just check, where are you sending your money? Who is your end user? We fund you. Number 2, we have guarantee funds. And there are many. Let me tell you, you talked about the energy, the clean energy conversation you're having, and I think both of you, there are guarantee funds to cover that. You talk about youth and women, and we all know that they may not have security. There are guarantee funds to handle that. You talk about schools and education. There is guarantee fund to handle that. So visit us, we should be able to help you on that. Number 3 is the issue of CRB. Right, so you see we've come from various challenges, like floods, as my colleague from Old Mutual talk about, and they are covering that for us. COVID, for example. You might have found yourself in that situation. But because you know you are listed, you just disqualify yourself. Don't. Come and discuss with us. We should be, maybe even you lost a job, and now you have a job, and you have a big loan to pay. We should be able to understand you. And I've done that, we do that as a bank. So I just wanted to say, don't limit yourself based on those hindrances of business, of security and listing. Listing ideally is not supposed to stop you from getting money. Unaweza pewa pesa, so long as you understand why. Lastly, the issue of CBO, the community-based engagement. Can I tell you this? Because organizations knows that faulu is started on the ground and they're entrenched on the ground. Sisi ni watu wa mashinani pia. What has happened is we also have partners who are helping in capacity building and preparing community-based organizations, particular sector of MSME, to be better and have capacity for even borrowing and even understand the market. So again, there is an opportunity, my brother. Engage us. Thank you.
I know you wanted to say something as well.
Asante. Kwa majina mimi ni Frida Mora. Sana sana penye huwa ninahusia. Barabara yetu ilikuja ikawekwa kabros, lakini mtaro kuliko ipeleke maji pale inarudisha nyuma. Ikinyesha sasa, hata kama nimeweka mimi si duka niko nayo nikakipanda na ekelea hapo kwa njia, lakini mvua ikinyesha yote takataka yote inaleta penye ninahusia. Mara mingi hawa girinami wamenitembelea. Nimejaribu kuambia vile hiyo mtaro inarudisha maji nyuma. Huwa wananiambia tutatengeneza, lakini sijaiona chochote kiwa inatengenezwa. Wakipita wananiambia hapa ni kuchafu, lakini nikiwaambia si makosa yangu, ni makosa ya wenye aita waliweka barabara ama wenye waliweka hiyo, wenye walichimba hiyo mtaro. Sasa nimepromisiwa mara mingi, mara kadhaa, lakini sijaona chochote ikifanywa.
Hao ni nani Nema ama ni kina nani wanakuja?
Hao wakufagia girinami.
Wakanjo.
Sasa ndio wanakuja.
Barabara ni iko wapi barabara Mura?
Ni hapo Kawangwale.
Unaijua?
Muslim.
Umejua?
Hapo Mtiora Road inaitwa Mtiora.
Yes, amesikia, amejua. It's same general area.
Sasa hapo na pia security hatuna. Kuamka inatakana mtu utoke mapema ndio upate vitu soko. Ukitoka kama hiyo saa 9, kuna wale wanakungoja vijana, wanachukua kapesa kenye uko nako. Yaani unabidi urudi kwa nyumba ukae, uanze kukopa. Unakopa leo, ukiweka mwenyewe anataka kama uchapata. Pia security pia mtu angalia.
I think There was also a question at the back here.
Yes, good morning. Thank you sana. Hata nimefurahi sana umekuja hapa. Nilikuwa tu na shida kidogo cause sisi
tuambie jina yako na
mimi naitwa Dennis.
Nafanya biashara.
Mimi naitwa Dennis, natoka Kibera na tuko na challenges mingi sana as a cleanliness. Kanjo wanakuja wanachota uchafu then wanaweka kando ya barabara then inakaa hapo like 1 week. Sasa sisi tuko na shida za business wa mama wako hapo wanateseka kwa wanauza samaki, wengine wanauza omena na bado hiyo uchafu iko hapo like 1 week. So like sisi sasa ikinyesha tunafurahi sana cause zinapelekwa zote but ikikuwa jua iko that is the problem. Cause wanakuja wanachota wanaweka hapo but ikinyesha tunakaa kama watu wayaya. That is the problem. Another thing, security. Kuanzia saa 10 ya usiku wamama wanatoka wanaenda soko but kuna watu wanakuja wanawateka nyara wanachukua pesa zao. Please, tunaomba tu hiyo tafadhali.
And she had just spoken to that, Frida had spoken to that as well. Even as we're tarmacking roads, if we don't light the roads, then it's impassable at night, meaning you're only operational from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? I see someone else who wants to speak at the back there.
Okay. My name is John Brand Awar. Currently, I'm a retail shop owner, and despite the external forces, I'm making an effort to fight each and every challenge. But we as youths, we are lagging behind in some matters concerning education in terms of financial literacy and so on and so forth. Like now, for example, current situation in Kenya here, you find that it is cheaper to get 1 cup from China than to buy the same cup from Uganda. Why? Because you find that there will be a lot of many people whom you don't know, who will be exporting the same cup from China so that it can ease the bulk importation. You see? Now, according to the current situation here in Kenya, we can fix it because I am very much aware that the current GDP of Kenya, 40% of it, majorly it is from the MSMEs. Okay, now if it is 40% and currently we are able to have a analysis of those who are participating actively in the MSMEs, you find that we can increase the GDP percentage as far as business enterprises is concerned. Now, my comments are, first of all, to the institutions and to the government. I think that there should be a program like now here. You know, there is some people who cannot get access to such a forum. Now, I think there should be adequacy in illiteracy, in education, because education is the best way to pursue and to convince. You see, now the government raises taxes, and it is our mandate to pay tax. I think so. I'm very much aware of it. But now you find that we are not very much in contact with the tax because the tax base is narrower. I think it should be broadened such that it can accommodate most of the MSMEs. You see, you find that if the tax base is broad, the value of taxation will be lowered because you find that most of the people will be paying taxes. You see, okay. Now, next thing I would like the government to support in matters concerning cooperative societies, because these people majorly, they used to play a major roles between they act as middlemen. Like, for example, a farmer from Kitui wants to sell a mango from his or shamba to Malkiti in Nairobi. You find that the farmer will be having a burden of irrigating the farm, plantation, taking care, then transportation to Malkiti there, you find it is very difficult. I think the cooperative societies were acting as middlemen, whereby the farmers were not being exploited, and they were at the position to deliver their items to the market at a very fair price. So I think my comment is that the cooperative societies should be encouraged and should be created so that they can assist to take part in the MSMEs. Thank you.
Yeah, where's the roaming mic? There we go.
Oh, thank you. My name is Anthony. My name is Anthony from Githurai. What is the government doing to protect the weak or the small traders? Because Mwalimu Nyerere is speaking about the south and the north. First of all, you need to protect the weak until they become strong. That is when they can compete. So what are you doing to protect the small traders before they start competing with the big traders?
What kind of protection would you have in mind?
So, you know, there are so much competition about those big, some of the big traders, wafanyikazi wakubwa, wanafanya biashara wakubwa na hao wadogo. So kuna competition mingi sana. Hata kwa market ukienda huko unapata they are really competing. They want to compete with you. So, what I would request, hawa wafanya biashara wadogo, wanafaa kuwe protected. They are supposed to get protected in such a way
ndio wagrow
ndio waanze kucompete.
So
what are you doing?
Kama kuku na kifaranga.
Right. There's a response here from the Kenya Meat Commission.
Actually, thank you very much. From Kenya Meat Commission, actually, we started something called the franchise and the stockist. So we allow them to use our brand in their shops. In so doing, one, there is an assurance about this particular outlet are selling safe and quality meat and meat products, which has been inspected and actually under a licensed organization. So we are doing that. And we've been in several counties, Nairobi, we are in Kiambu, we are in Machakos County, we are also in Kajiado. So we are spreading in terms of, instead of you having just a butchery where probably Kancho will come in and start chasing you looking at these, we have a conversation, you have your people, you bring us, we train them, and we even now give you our brand so that you brand your outlet. And actually, we package the meat for you. So you don't need even to overhandle and have those issues. We also provide opportunities where now your staff can have the food handlers, and then you are secure as a small business. Thank you.
Good idea. There's a hand behind you.
Okay. No, you can speak, yes, and then give to her.
Morning. I'm Nyanjom Joshua, a small-scale trader at Kikomba. So my concerns are, one, that currently, as a small-scale trader, we are experiencing that there's low purchase power that every Kenyans are facing. And due to this, I want to address the government that they kindly address the issue of domestic debt. Because you find that the small-scale trader or the SMEs are competing with the national government. The institutions that are supposed to finance the small-scale traders are the same institution that the government of Kenya is borrowing from them. So you find that the government and the SMEs are competing for financial support. So the ministry and the entire government should come together and address the issue of domestic debt. The second thing, I want to challenge the institutions that for us to reach where China and Singapore are today, let them start supporting ideas, because you find most of the financial institutions are funding the business, not only the startups, they're finding the conical business, the business that have really grown. And it's left so many youths are disparate because they have ideas, but there's no institution that's ready to find them. Lastly, I want to address the issue that I told you that I'm a small-scale trader at Kikomba. Recently, we received a notice that they are coming to demolish Kikomba. So we are asking the county government of Nairobi, together with the national government, who are planning to, they're saying they want to fix River Nairobi. So what's our fate as people who are working at Kikomba? Because you find that Kikomba, it's a place that has employed so many people and so many youths. So many individuals are earning a living from there, and they have not told us the alternative place that they want to take us. So the county government of Nairobi, together with the individuals who are planning for that, kindly tell the traders at Kikomba where you want them to be, because we have been paying taxes on Tuesday and Thursday, 100 shillings, and if those Kikomba has been divided into so many sections. You find on a daily basis, or maybe on Tuesday and Thursday, they are collecting more than 500,000. Where are they taking that money if they have not even built the market? The working situation, the Kikomba is so dirty, even you must wear a mask for you to work there. Kindly government address these issues.
What business do you run in Kikomba?
I'm selling shoes, the mixed shoes from China. The Mtumba shoes.
Okay.
Should we have Godfrey respond?
Yeah.
Then we can get your
I
question.
just had a solution for this guy who said that the government should protect the small businesses from the big ones. It's not that I'm defending the government, but this is how I navigated. Because my products, I do nuts, and then I make peanut butter, cashew butter, sesame butter, and almond butter. When I went out there to sell my products, they were telling me, this is not a known brand. Then I asked them, which is a known brand? They told me Tropical. Then I said, just give me a chance so that I can be able to test and sell and see whether it will work or not. Lucky enough, they gave me a chance. I supply in Total Stations, the small shops in Total Stations in Mombasa. So they gave me a chance. So the issue here is your product of quality to compete those people? Because once I left my product there with a lower price, they sold within 1 week, and then they gave me an order. And with the time, I raised my prices because now they need me. But in the beginning, you have to compromise. You give out, what do you say?
Extend yourself.
Yeah, you give a quality product at a lower price, but with the time, then you can now come up. That's how we will survive. Otherwise, we will not make it.
Right. I really like that. Thank you.
Yeah, just before Godfrey, in case we don't get a chance to, because I can see people's hands already going up. I think if it's possible, I know people already had planned their day. Take advantage of the networks that you formed over here today to collaborate. To grow your business. Also, there'll be another SME conference happening in quarter four. So take note now, because if we want answers to some of these questions, then we need to engage in forums like this. So please, for everybody who's attending here, everybody who's watching, these are the forums where you can come and ask your questions, interrogate, pitch yourself, and scale what you're doing. Sorry, Mariam, back to you.
Yeah, I'm just about to hand over to Godfrey, but I know the question on domestic debt is, for a different level. I'm trying to remember from our conversation with CS Mbadi, if he talked about domestic debt and basically banks, the public having to compete with national government and everything. Did he mention that?
He did.
What did he say about it?
He said the strategy for the government is to reduce its appetite for domestic debt.
Oh.
Yeah. Over 50% of the national debt stock is actually domestic debt.
Okay. Yeah. Godfrey, please respond to Gikomba.
Thank you. The issue of Gikomba is about the Nairobi River regeneration. Many of us know Nairobi River, know how it looks like. And those of us who have been able to travel to other countries know that city rivers are spaces to admire, are spaces of resilience. And the Nairobi River Regeneration Program, that is what it intends to do along the river. Indeed, about 2 weeks ago, a notice was issued that there will be special zones along the river What will be happening, my brother, is that the river, as it's being cleaned and regenerated, it has what we call non-motorized transport. So there will be corridors where you can walk. For example, from Kiambio to Westlands will be 6 kilometers. You can cycle, you can walk. But also along these spaces, there will also be commercial spaces that will be created. So markets, new markets will come up along the river where you can take advantage of. So there is a space within Gikomba that I know is very close to the river. That specific space for even the safety of the people in Gikomba, and even, you know that those people who work near that river are the people who mainly wear those masks because of the river being dirty. So this program is actually addressing the same challenges my brother is talking about. It's about the cleanness of the river. It's about making that river habitable for them. We want to see a river like Nairobi River becoming like the Budapest River that separates Bunda and Pest in Hungary, that is motorable, that is clean. You can even go fishing there. You can go swimming. You can go for excursions. That's what we want to see with this river. And our department and the national government is working on alternatives for those traders who will be moved so that they don't lose their livelihoods.
You know, they have the notice.
Yeah, they have
been told to move, but you people have not yet told them where they're going.
I'm sure they're working closely with our Department of Markets, which is assisting them in where they will move to.
So they should not move before you come back to them?
They should be able to engage with our markets department. Even in the market, they already have a market in charge. And also, there's a specific department in the county that deals with all market issues, where they can be able to get that assistance. And I'll also be able to raise with the department today that indeed one of their concerns, where are we relocating to? Last week, we had a similar challenge with the Jogoo Road Market, where we are building a new market that got banned, and the traders there have now been given alternative spaces where they'll be able to move to. So such arrangements will be available also.
Because you are the county secretary, you are the one who is boss of all the staff in the county, we give it to you.
Thank you.
That people should not be moved before your department for markets has addressed the issue of the alternatives.
They will engage.
Okay.
Thank you.
Asante sana. I think we've come to the end of the show, right, Wageshi? Yes, it's 10 a.m. Asanteni sana for all the businesses that have joined us today, for all the conversations that we've had, for all the challenges that we've thrown at each other, at government, for you as well for coming in and listening and saying, yes, we shall hear, for the Kenya Meat Commission for coming and telling us, the experience that you and the work that you've done, for the biasharas, that whatever you guys are doing, strong. Nyinyi ni watu strong sana. Kuanzisha biashara, kwanza hii Nairobi. Hata Turkana, umesikia. We thank you very much for watching us today. We have brought the mic to the ground, to the KICC, where we have the SME conference and expo. It's continuing. It started on Wednesday. It's continuing today. When the rain subsides, or even now when it's still raining, you can still come. You can enjoy. You can visit various exhibitions and go into various conversations that are taking place. Microground is what we do. We bring the mic. We have conversations with people on what they want and the kind of fixes that we want to see. And then we go back to the studio and start following up on those fixes. For example, Godfrey will be in the studio one of those days to give a report of all the things that he has promised. It's Eric Latif, Mariam Bishar, Janet Bogwa, and small and medium enterprises, plus the large businesses that support them, including banks and insurance, and even the small insurance agents who have all been here, and the micro enterprises like Kina Jane in Kawangware and our mama and what you do. Asante sana. Have a lovely weekend. We'll see you on Monday from the studio.